This last recipe is Pollo on Pepitoria, which is basically chicken that is cooked with almonds. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out by toasting the almonds and the garlic. We're going to toast those and remove them from the oil, so that'll flavor the oil, and then we're going to start browning our chicken. Once we brown the chicken, we're going to remove that, build the sauce, add the chicken back to it, and then just continue to cook until the chicken has reached temperature. I'm going to go ahead and serve that with just a little bit of rice pilaf as just steamed basmati rice for the starch base, and we're going to go ahead and get to it now. So I have my pan preheating here. We're getting ready to add our almonds and garlic. And the reason I left these whole, because we're going to end up mashing these into a paste. And I have a plate here with some paper towels on it, because I just want to get a little bit of browning on the garlic and the almonds. I'm going to take them out and allow them to soak up any of the excess oil. And they're going to make a paste with parsley that we're going to add back into our sauce a little bit later on. So we're going to do this process first. And again, I have my pan on a relatively low heat, and that's just because I want these to slowly brown. I don't want them to get too brown, because once the oils from those nuts will start heating up, they'll burn very quickly. So I want to make sure that I'm controlling that temperature. But once I pull these out, I'm going to bring this up so that it's close to the smoke point before I start adding my chicken to it. You can see that we have just a light brown on some of the garlic and some of the almonds. Again, we're going to reserve these, add them to some parsley. I have the small chopper set up so that I can blend this into a paste. But you can see that my oil is smoking hot now, so I'm going to go ahead and start adding my chicken. Okay, I want to introduce some of my oil-soluble spices. So I have my saffron, my cinnamon sticks, black peppercorns, and some clove. Gonna add all of my onion. That's gonna help stop the cooking where we're at. Alright, now that we've softened up the onions, we're going to go ahead and deglaze with some white wine and then allow it to reduce. Okay, my wine is reduced by half. I'm going to go ahead and add all of my chicken stock. And I'm also going to take the chicken that I reserved from browning earlier, add it back into the sauce. Okay, now that all my chicken's in, I'm going to adjust my temperature down. I'm going to go ahead and pop a lid on that. And in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and make our paste out of the almonds and garlics that we reserved earlier, along with the parsley. And we're going to add that to the mixture as well. We have our paste mixture. We're going to go ahead and add that to the braise, and now all we'll have to do is wait for our chicken to come up to temperature and allow the sauce to thicken. I will be adding some shredded cooked egg yolk to that to help thicken that sauce a bit, and then we're going to use the egg white as a garnish. All right, I wanted to show you what I did with the chicken. It was cooked all the way through. I got a temperature on it. It's cooked at 165 degrees. I went ahead and removed it to a pan because I want to puree my sauce, and I also have to add in my egg yolk, cooked egg yolks to that as well. So I went ahead and set up. I have my sauce already down in the container. I'm going to add my egg yolks to that. And then I just want to use the immersion blender to break up the sauce and maybe smooth it out a bit. Okay, so the sauce has gotten a little bit thicker, and it has smoothed out a little bit. We are just about ready to add the finishing touches and plate the chicken dish. So I have the chicken dish ready. I took the chicken out, made sure that my sauce had a good consistency. What I'm going to do is just kind of lightly glaze a couple of these pieces of chicken that I'm going to use for my presentation. Okay, I'm going to add the remainder of my parsley into my sauce and reserve just a little bit for the garnish on the top. Okay, have a little basmati rice here. Right, I'm going to take out the chicken pieces that I've put a nice little glaze on. Take and give a little bit more sauce over the whole thing here. And then I'm just going to give it just a little sprinkle of fresh parsley, only because that is what they call to do for the finish of this particular dish. And then I have my egg whites that I've shredded, and I'm just going to put a nice little pile of those on. And just for a little texture, I'm going to go ahead and add some almonds to that as well. Okay, and that is the Spanish style chicken and almond sauce.